Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Shall we begin the session? Today's topic is chapter number 10, Java decision making. In the last class, we have finished with the looping, switch case. No, looping in the sense, yes, while and the do while, go to, break, continue. We have done in the last class. Now, today's topic is Java decision making that contains two parts. One is the if statement, how to use the if else, if else, if else, then the switch statement. So, if there are multiple alternatives, we can use the switch statement. So, shall we begin? Okay. So the next part is if statement. Let's start with the if statement. So this is followed by one or more statement. The syntax is given this. If Boolean expression, then statement will execute if the Boolean expression is true. So statement will only be executed if the expression is true. And if the Boolean expression evaluates to true, then the block of the code inside if statement will be executed. Otherwise, the first statement after the end of the block is statement will be executed. Then it is used, for example, this is example, public class test, public static void main string args, then int x equals to 10, x is greater than or x is less than 20. System.out.print, this is if statement. So this is the if statement that is given over here. So this is one of the example of the if statement. Now next is the if else statement. Now next is the if else statement. So if statement can be followed by any else statement or optional else statement which executed when the Boolean expression is true or the false. So this is executed if there is an else part. Now for example, if I'm supplying the else part, that means if the condition is not true, then go to the else part. This is like a optional, that means if it is not or optional else statement, if it is not executed, then go to the else statement. Now the syntax of if else is this one. If there is a Boolean expression, then executes when the Boolean expression is true, else executes when the Boolean expression is false. So there are two parts. If Boolean expression executes when the Boolean expression is true, then else executes when the Boolean expression is false. There are two parts of this one. One is the true and the false. For example, this is one of the example. There is a class test, then public static void main string args. Now taking the value of the x as a 30, that is int x equals to 30 if x is less than 20. So if the x is or x value is less than 20. Now check the condition. 30 is less than 20. Yeah, condition is very much true. 30 is less than, no. Condition is not true because 30 is not less than 20, but 30 is greater than 20. So if the condition is true, then this will be executed. That is, this is the if statement. Otherwise means else. Now the condition is not true, so this will goes to the next part. That is, this is else statement. This is the output of this one. This is the else statement. Now there is a if else statement. If else means there are multiple else, there are multiple if, that is used in the if else statement. The next statement can be executed in an optional else if else statement, which is very true to the test various condition using single if else statement. Now when we use with the if else statement, there are few points to be coming into the mind, and that means if can have 0 or 1 else, it must be rather after else if, and if can have a 0 too many else, and if they must come before the else, and once an else it's a if succeeds, so none of the remaining else if and else will be tested. That means if the else is not pending out, so this will not test it out with the data. If else means there are multiple if, there are multiple else statement. Now the syntax is available over here. Syntax of any if else is, if there is a Boolean expression, then executes when the Boolean expression is true. Else if Boolean expression executes when the Boolean expression is true. Else if Boolean expression 3 executes when the Boolean expression 3 is true. So there are three parts of this one. One is the Boolean expression 1, then Boolean expression 2, then the Boolean expression 3. Now example, this is the public class test. Public static void main string args int x equals to 30. So this starts with the 30. Then if x equals to 10, equal. Now this is the assignment operator. This is 30 is assigned to the x. Now this is for the equality operator. We are checking for the equality. If x, that means the 30 is equals to 10. Now condition is not true. Why? Because 30 is not equals to 10. Now else if x equals to 20, that is not true, condition is not true. Else if x equals to 30. Now 30 is equals to 30, right? So system.out.print, that is the value of x is 30. So this will print value of x is 30. But in case if none of the condition is true, so this will go to the last else part. But in this case, condition is true over here, so this will print like this one. But if the condition is not true, so this will go to the else part, that is system.out.print. System.out.print, that is this is a else statement. So there's a else part, system.out.println, this is the else statement. This is the value of x is 30. Then there is a nested if else statement. There is a nested if else means there are multiple if that is used. It is always legal to use or nest the if else, which means you can use one if or else if statement inside another if or else if statement. Now, what is the syntax over here? Now the syntax for the nested if else is as follows. If there is a Boolean expression 1, then executes when the Boolean expression 1 is true. If Boolean expression 2 executes when the Boolean expression 2 is true. This is one of the example. Public class test, public static void main string args, int x equals to 30, y equals to 10, int x equals to equals to 30, if y equals to 10, system dot out x equals to 30 and the y equals to 10. So this is given as x equals to 30 and the y equals to 10. Now, next part is the switch statement. So this is the if there are multiple scenarios, there are multiple cases by which we can use the if statement. So if allows a variable to be tested for causality or equality against a list of the values. Each value is a case. That means each and every value is a case, and the variable being switched on is checked for each and every case. That is a switch statement. This is the syntax. There's a switch expression. Switch expression means there is a switch, that is a condition, case value, statements, break, case value, statements, break, and you can have any number of the case statements. That is the default, optional. This is used. This is a statement. It is used as a switch expression, case value, break, case value, break, default. This is used over here, right? Now the following rules will be applied. This is a syntax. Now let's see what are the various rules that is applied to the switch statement. The variables used in a switch statement can be of the byte, short, int or char. So whatever the variable that is used in the switch statement, that is of the data type, either the byte, either the short, either the int or the char. And you can have any number of the case statement with a switch or within a switch. Each case is followed by the values to be compared to and a colon. So whatever the value that is compared to, that is compared with the colon, that is compared with the data. Now, the value for a case must be the same data type. So whatever the value that is used for the case, that must be of the same data type as a variable in the switch, and it must be a constant or the literal. So that must be constant or the literal in case of the data types. And when the variable being switched on or equals to the case, the statement following that case will used until a break statement is reached. So until a break statement is reached, it will execute the cases, it will execute the follow-up. And when a break statement is reached, the switch terminates and the flow of the control jump to the next line in the following switch statement. So that will follow, or that will go for the next line, that will go for the next movement in the case statement. Not every case needs to contain a break. If no break appears, the flow of the control will flow through subsequent cases until a break is reached. So until a break is reached, it will go to the new cases, it will go to the new subsequent cases until a break is reached. And there's the switch statement that can have optional default cases. So this is one of the mandatory things that we are going to use, that is optional default case, because if none of the cases are true, none of the switch cases are true, so what should be the output? So the output will be the default value. So not every case needs to contain a break. If no break appears, the flow of the statement will fall through the subsequent cases until a break is reached. And a switch statement can have an optional default case which must appear at the end of the switch, and the default case may be used or can be used for performing a task when none of the cases is true. No break is needed in the default case. So these are the various rules that can be applied to the switch statement. So first one is the variable that is used in a switch can be of the byte, short, int or the char. Then you can have a multiple or a number of case statement within a switch. Every case is followed by the comparison and the colon. And the value for the case must be of the same data type that is used with the switch, and that must be a constant or the literal. And whatever the variable that is being switched on is equals to the case, the statement following that case will execute until a break statement is reached. And when the break statement is reached, the switch terminates and the flow of the control jump to the next line following the switch statement. And switch statement can have a optional default case which must appear at the end of the switch. And this default case can be used for performing a task when none of the cases is true. No break is needed in the default case. There is no break that is needed in the default case. This is one of the example. This is the public class test. Public static void main string args. There is a char grade. So there is a grade variable that is of the char type equals to the args 0 dot char at 0. So argument 0 that is available at the char at the 0. Now going to the switch grade. Now taking the expression as a grade, if there is a grade A, that is case A, system dot out dot println excellent. Case B and C both are executed. That means well done. So case A has a output excellent, B and C has a output well done. D has a output you passed, F has a output better try again. Then there is a break default statement that is an invalid grade. So default is invalid grade. Then system.out.println your grade is plus grade. Your grade is plus grade that is available within the case statements. Now compile and run the above program using various commands line argument that will produce the following result. This is the Java test A, invalid grade. Your grade is A. Then Java test A, excellent. Your grade is A. Java test C, well done. Your grade is C. This is the if and the switch statement. Next is the Java numbers. How we can use with the number. There are Java numbers. So that is how we can work with the number. Use the primitive data types such as the byte, int, long, double, etc. Now this is the byte, double, float, integer, short, long. So there are 6 type of data types, 6 type of number that is available. One is a byte, one is a double, one is a float, one is a integer, one is a short, one is a long. And this wrapping is taken care by the compiler and the process is known as the boxing. So whenever a primitive is used, so when object is required, so the compiler boxes the primitive data type. That is, it uses the primitive data type in the wrapper class, in the base class. Similarly, the compiler unboxes the object to a primitive as well. And the number is a part of the java.lang package. So what is a package? That is a java.lang package or the library. This is a public class test. Public static void main string args. Integer x equals to 5, x equals to x plus 10, system.out.println x. So this is system.out.println x that is printing over here. This output is 15 because the first of all the integer is assigned to the value x. These are the various methods that is used with the number methods, exponent, decision, 27. These are the descriptions of each and every function that is available over here. So whatsoever the function that is available, that is used in the description, that is used with the description. For example, when you use the xxx value, so this method covers the value of the number object where it invokes a method, so the primitive data type that is returned from the method that is used with the method. Then parameter, so this is the detail of the parameter that is available. What are the various details that is not applicable, return type. This is used with the signature. This is the example, public class test, static void main string args, integer x equals to 5, return byte primitive data type, that is system.out.println x.byte value. Then next is system.out.println x.double value. Then yes, then returns long primitive data type, that is system.out.println x dot long value. So there are multiple values that is available. One is a long primitive, one is a double primitive. So these are used with the within the cases within the result. This is integer x equals to 5, then return byte when it is used, then return double system.out.println again when it is used, then compare to function. This compares the various argument that is listed in the object, listed in the argument. So it is also possible to compare the byte, long integer. However, two different types cannot be compared, but the argument and the number object invoking the method should be of the same type. Then parameter, this is a reference type that will be of the byte, double, integer, float, long, then return value. Example. Then again there is a equals. This is the description of the equal. This determines whether the number object that invokes the methods is equals to the arguments or no. Then this is the syntax. Parameters, return value again. Then value of that returns or returns the relevant number object holding the values of the argument passed, and the argument can be of the primitive data type, string, and so on. And this method is also a stating method that takes two arguments. One is a string, other is a radix. And this is the detail of the parameter. This is the return type, value of the entire string s int radix. Then toString. This is used to get a string object representing the value of the number object. Parameters, return type, parseInt. For the using of the parseInt stating method that have a primitive of the having the one argument or two, the return values. Absolute function. This gives the absolute value of the argument abs function. Then ceil function, this is the small or give the smallest integer that is greater than or equals to that argument. Then floor, this is that is less than or equals to the argument. So one is the ceil that is greater than or equals to, one is the floor that is less than or equals to. Then rint, that is closest value of the integer, closest value of the function. Then round, this returns the closest long int given by the method return type. Then minimum, this find the smallest out of the two argument, then largest maximum value. These are again the parameter exponent, log value, logarithmic value, power function, square root function. So these are the various functions that we already discussed: cos function, sine function, tan function, asine function, a cos function, that is a arc cosine of the specific double value. This is attain question. 2 degree. This is one of the method. This converts the argument type into the degrees. Degrees in the sense that may be a 45 degree, that may be 35 degree, that is a degree. Now a random function, this is used to express in the random. This is one of the example that is used with the random. Public static void main string args system.out.println math.random.